Hey everyone, it's Miss Megan, and today is our monthly STEAM lab. We're going to be making an instrument. So mine looks like this. It's made out of a tissue box, some rubber bands, and a Sharpie marker. Now, you don't have to use a tissue box for this project, but if you want to use a tissue box and all you have at home are the rectangular kind of tissue boxes, that will also work. You could also do this out of a shoebox or a cereal box. Any kind of box that you have that isn't really flimsy, that you can put rubber bands around it and it won't collapse. So if you want to try out a few boxes at home and find out which one works best for you, you can do that as well. Whatever box that you choose, you have to make sure that it has a hole in it. So tissue boxes already have the holes. They do have that little plastic piece around them. So if you are using a tissue box, you'll have to cut that part out. If you're just using a cereal box or if you're using a regular shoebox, you'll have to cut the hole out as well. And make sure you have an adult helping you because it might be a little difficult since it's cardboard. Also, the rubber bands that you can use all the same size like I did, so they're all really thin, or you can use all really thick ones, or you can do a combination of the two. So see what you have at home, and you can always take them off and try out different rubber bands as well. You just want to make sure that your rubber bands are not touching. So mine are pretty far apart. If they're touching, they don't really make a very good sound. I actually tried it earlier and it didn't come out very well. And then you'll also need something that you can put underneath the rubber bands to kind of raise them up a little bit, as you guys can see. I used a Sharpie marker. You guys can use a pencil, you could use a highlighter, you could even use popsicle sticks. So see what you have at home. Try to use something that isn't sharp, so I wouldn't use scissors. If you're going to use a pencil, make sure that it's either an unsharpened pencil or a pencil that doesn't go past the length of the box, because that way you don't poke yourself when you're playing it. So really all you have to do is put your rubber bands around your box, like I did, all the way around your box. Make sure you're using rubber bands that are big enough to fit around a box. So if you're using rubber bands that are really teeny tiny, they might not stretch enough and they might snap. So you have to be really careful. And then once you finish putting the rubber bands around your box, that's when you're going to slide either your pencil, your highlighter, your marker, your popsicle stick underneath your rubber bands, and make sure that it's not covering the hole. Mine is right next to the hole. And then you can start playing it. Now, if you have rubber bands that are really, really big and you don't have any smaller ones that fit perfectly around your box, you can always cut the rubber bands and tie them to make them tighter. So it'll still work, the sound will still work, just make sure the knots aren't above the hole. You can put it toward the side or the bottom. Just make sure that they're not on the hole, because you want to have a flat surface for when you're playing your guitar or whatever kind of instrument that you want to call it. And I hope you guys have fun.